Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett Keene, and you are watching and listening to God TV Radio. I hope you're all having a blessed day. 4 years ago, I got to see towards the end of Donald Trump's presidency the first time. He had given it almost all that he had. He had worked to bring the economy up. He'd done so many great things for society. He had worked so hard to get into the position of being president. And then the Democrats, they got together and did everything they could to indict him. They tried to destroy him. They smeared him every single day in mainstream media. They made it almost impossible for him to get anything through. But even with everything against him, and even with his lack of knowledge to govern and do what he did with the power and responsibility, he still did things that were far beyond any president before him, before any politician that has ever held that mantle has been able to sit in the Oval Office. Even without the knowledge, God led him to do a multitude of great things. I have a website that I'm going to put in the comments. It's a government site, the White House, and it archives over 1,000 accomplishments that Donald Trump did. However, the last 4 years have probably been the worst 4 years of my entire life. I watched a hardworking man that has been successful a majority of his life. Him and his family, besides being smeared, besides almost being jailed, he was then cheated in a rigged election. And I seen a man who didn't work one single time in his life, a man who was fully corrupt, a complete puppet of the deep state, get into office. And then following him, this woman named Kamala Harris, who almost ruined the life of such famous people as Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson, and many, many other people. She was drunk on power. She destroyed many lives throughout her past. She didn't have one single positive accomplishment to her life. She had imprisoned many, many black men, and those black men remained in prison even beyond the time that they were supposed to be there because she was using them for free labor. After they managed to claw their way into position, cheat their way into position, they, out of spite, took out their anger and rage for the time that he did have in office, and they destroyed almost every single thing that he had built up in order to make America great again. And then they turned around and did the complete opposite of what he was trying to do. They opened the borders, and for 4 years we've heard nonstop news and information from whoever was willing to tell us the truth, because a majority of mainstream media either lied to us or they just focused primarily on insulting Trump all day. But the thing about Trump, although he's an imperfect man and he's flawed, he's not going to let us kill our babies all the way up to the 9th month just as they come out of the womb. He's not going to sit by and allow a bunch of foreigners and strangers into our country and destroy our elections, destroy our democracy, and absolutely destroy the economy, which, as good as Donald Trump is, as much faith as I have in God working through him, even I have my doubts about how will he pull us out of trillions and trillions of dollars worth of debt and inflation. I don't know. It's one thing being able to save a business, but what do you do when there's absolutely no money left to do anything? So that's where I'm at. I don't know, but I do know that this time he's not alone. Donald Trump is not the only one that became president. We all know that, right? God moved Vivek. He moved Elon Musk, J.D. Vance, all these great people, Ben Carson. Unfortunately, and I'm going to finish this video up with this, I've had some people say, Brad, how can you vote Trump? Don't you realize he's a felon? Don't you realize he's a convict? You know, he should be going to jail. Well, I know he's a flawed human being, but I also know another guy who was also a felon and a convict and someone who was put to death for things that he didn't do. I know that we live in a world where people gossip and spread rumors and people lie and people have agendas. The guy that was a convict 2,000 years ago and considered a blasphemer by the religions of the day and government, they killed Jesus Christ. They completely were the corrupt system that ended Jesus's life. So using labels like felon or criminal or blasphemer or heathen or, you know, warlock, necromancer, black magic, using words like this, they don't impress me. 2,000 years ago, Jesus taught me that I need to have faith in him, but I need to be very skeptical of what I'm hearing. I was basically told by Jesus Christ that I need to be as skeptical as your most rational atheist when it comes to the flesh of humanity, its greed and its desires. But when it comes to God, I need to be completely open-hearted and thoughtful and try to be as compassionate as possible and be open-minded. I'm a hybrid of both. I'm the ultimate skeptic, but I'm also the ultimate believer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. I am going to attempt to make my YouTube channel great again. I don't care if there's just 5 of you listening or thousands. As long as you're listening, I will be here as long as I'm alive. I made a deal. I said that if Trump won, I'd stay. I want things to be better. So that's that. I want you all to keep in mind before I hit stop on the recording, although Trump has won, although he's accomplished this, remember, we're just getting started. This is just the beginning of the fight. All the fun rallies and everybody throwing their hats up in the air and having a good old time, Trump going all over the country. That was just the icing. Now the cake is getting ready to come out of the oven. Now things are going to really, really get hot. And I have to ask myself, is God going to be able to give me the strength and the wisdom to be able to get through these next 4 years? On Christmas, I'm going to be 49 years old. I'm pretty much halfway through my life, depending on if you count my health. I'm surprised I'm even still here. Maybe, folks, we need to do a lot more praying, and we need to stand together for what's right in this world.